You know, I'd like to take you back 2,000 years in time to that cave in the Middle Eastern desert at Qumran. Why? That's where we find a story of how power could be used for good, and yet it would also be abused in the most terrible way. It's almost unbelievable that 2,150 years ago, the writings of the prophet Daniel have been copied. And they're placed, the copies are placed in a cave beside the Dead Sea. They were preserved there for the last 2,150 years because of the hot, dry desert air. And the writings of Daniel in his chapter 11 that we look at today are contained inside the caves of Qumran. Scientists have dated the manuscript to 150 years before Christ. Why does that matter? Look, he writes, he says, I saw a man, he's dressed in linen, he has a voice like a multitude, he's writing about Messiah who will come. Soon, he says, I'll fight against the Prince of Persia, then the Prince of Greece. Predictions about the future. And today we discover the predictions about Constantine, the rise of Christianity in the Roman Empire. How the entire religion of the empire would change, but instead of becoming a force for good, which it's possible it could have been, it became a force for the opposite. In the days of the French Revolution, Napoleon goes down to Egypt. While he's in Egypt, he sends his general to the Vatican. The general takes the Pope prisoner. He's exiled into France. There at this mountaintop at Valence, the Pope dies, and it seems that Christianity is dead along with the Pope. The age of reason and science begins just 200 years ago, because intelligent, reasoning people looking at the history of Christianity said, no God, no way, no more. But something new is happening in our world today. You see, the prophecy of Daniel 11 does say that it seems that the Christian church would suffer a shattering death blow, but that its influence would be regained, and that the stories of the Holy Bible, the Old and New Testament, would again cover the entire earth. The truth is that in our era today, where we're living here, we can think back about these old stories and clearly recognize that although the history of Christianity hasn't always been something good and wonderful, the truth of the matter is the story of Jesus is just so powerful that his story continues to go from coast to coast, country to country, until it's covering the globe. It's just the most amazing tale that's possible to tell.